Me that I am live. I hope you're having a good day today, whenever that day turns out to be. For me, well, it's the 8th of May, it's Wednesday, and it's approximately 5:15 p.m. in the evening, or 17:15 if you use 24-hour clock. I've had a pretty good day today. It's been a busy day. Started off pretty early this morning. I was at a working breakfast at 7:30 a.m. at a local restaurant called Trulux. I'm glad I don't pay to go there because it's a pretty expensive restaurant. Usually the only times I go there are events like this. This one was in a really good cause. It was actually celebrating the achievement of some local officials, mainly judges. It was put on by CASA, which are the child advocates. And I work with them sometimes when I do CPS mediations. They're an excellent organization. The Dispute Resolution Center, for which I'm a mediator and of which I'm a member of the board, had invited me to go for free. So I went, met some nice people, had some good conversations, and it's pretty good. And everybody there, you could tell, were people, the kinds of people who like helping other people, which is always kind of cool. You might say part of our clan, or our tribe, in this particular direction of helping people. Maybe we don't see eye to eye religiously or even politically, but we see eye to eye in that one direction. The title today is "What You See is What You Get." Obviously, I've pre-read this and I've given it some thought, but I'll let you decide actually, and then I'll maybe come back and make a few comments. I don't think I've got to make too many. So what you see is what you get. The quality of our lives is not measured by the amount of time we spend in the state of perfection. And that's a lady called Emily Nagoski, and she apparently is, I'll pull her up on here, she is described as an American sex educator and researcher, and she's author of a book, several books, one of which is called Come As You Are. I always like to research these people, find out a bit about them, and it's kind of interesting. Anyway, we'll come back to it. Ernest Holmes, in Seminar Lectures, which I've not read actually, says there is a perfect pattern, and we believe in it. And the perfect pattern is where we are and not somewhere else. It is already within us. This is the divine incarnation, the involution. Promise you, and that's from Seminar Lectures. If you want the reference, it's page 21, paragraph 4. And Reverend Ryan says, often we use the phrase, what you see is what you get. We use this to describe or justify a perceived flaw or a particular action or response to a situation. However, I suggest this phrase has the potential to take on a higher meaning. Let's see what that is. I have been ruminating on the idea that we are all individualized expressions of the divine. In essence, the divine manifesting itself in time and space. Reverend Ryan goes on to say, I would challenge us to pause an extra second. I did. And do you know what came to mind and came back to me? Yeah, right. That can't be true, not you. Reverend Ryan goes on to say, but being an individualized expression of the divine, that one thing, capitalized, that is back of all things, doesn't mean we don't have bumps, bruises, dents, flaws, messes, challenges, tangled hair. In fact, we are divine expressions, not in spite of these things, but because of them. It is in these areas, in these moments of messiness, that we actualize the principle of wholeness. It is all a part of that universal presence found in everything we see and all the things we can't see. The call is to look a little closer in the mirror. Squint if you have to, and begin to see the blueprint of the divine expressed in us as us. And I do mean all of us. When we authentically show up, the fog that once blocked our views begins to lift. What remains is the truth of who we are. It is then we can boldly and emphatically claim, quote, "What you see is what you get," and truly understand what that means. Well, here's my take on it, and I'm going to go back to a conversation I had with a lady who works part-time for the District Resolution Center, the group of which I'm a board member and for whom I mediate. And we were essentially talking about things like restorative justice and treating people humanely. The prison systems around the world and the quote unquote justice systems are designed really, well, they've all got slightly different origins, but essentially they should be designed to keep us safe and to make sure that people who don't want to go with the flow, as it were, who want to do things which are harmful to other people, are punished. Why? Well, two reasons. One is some people need to be separated from society just because of the way they are. And others because the system thinks that by punishing people, it will actually stop them doing these things again. Well, it doesn't work. It doesn't normally work. There are areas where people have tried different things which reduce recidivism. Recidivism is keep returning to jail, prison, time after time. That's recidivism. They go, come out, go back, come out, go back. But if you examine people's lives, you'll find that if you move psychopaths to one side, and I'm not quite sure how to deal with the concept of a psychopath right now, but if you move people like that to one side, you'll find that there are reasons why people behave the way they do. There's usually, aside from mental flaws, which are kind of built into their psyche like psychopaths, people have often done things because they're responding to situations that happened to them in an earlier life. For instance, it's been noted time and time again that people who abuse others more than likely were abused themselves when they were small. People who end up in gangs end up because either their families don't know how to deal with them, their school system doesn't know how to deal with them, society doesn't know how to deal with them, and they end up in gangs. In other words, at the basis of every single person, is relevant to the reading here, at the basis of every single person, as I said, apart from the psychopaths, and I don't know how to fit that into the picture, there is an essence that is totally loving. It may not show. I mean, even in people who have been quoted, have been referred to throughout the ages as evil, have had some good points. They've had some good parts to themselves. Hitler, for instance, was, despite everything he did, was still able to show love in certain areas. And what that tells me is that beneath everything, in each and every person, there is this essence of goodness. And that's what we're talking about here today. This, what is I'm looking for in the reading here, that we're individualized expressions of the divine. It's that essence that's in all of us, that divine essence, that love. So that love is the basis. It's the perfection. So beneath everything, everything is expressing the divine in its own way. Is evolution perfect? No, I don't think so. Look out there. However, Holmes told us that in the end, everything will work out fine, even if right now it's not. Lots of people, especially in the West, but and of course it's traveled to other parts because the West, of which I'm product, I guess, has kind of pushed its ideas on the whole world. And Reverend Jesse had this theory that one of the reasons why we don't respect the earth is because Western Europe went through 2 major plagues and it lost faith in Mother Earth. And he thinks that's one of the basic reasons beneath everything else in our psyche, as it were, that causes us to not respect the earth. And lots of us are coming out of that, of course, and are respecting the earth, but we have a long way to go. So my explanation for all this is that love that is at the basis of everything and the basis of everyone, even if it is not able to show through and shine through right now, still tells me that, as I said, everything except some wacky things like psychopaths, and there's obviously a reason for that, everything truly is an expression of the divine, and at that level, everything is perfect. So what you see is what you get. I'm not sure that it's a great expression to use for this. I think the affirmation, I prefer to stick on the affirmation. I am the essence of the divine manifesting itself in time and space. I am the essence of the divine manifesting itself in time and space. And let's face it, if everybody in the world believed that, it would change the way in which everyone acted and responded to things. I don't know if I'm actually going to read a Holmes thing every day. Maybe I will. This particular reading is from page 516 in the Science of Mind textbook, the single edition. And it's Holmes offering us this. You can take it as an affirmation. You can take it as an affirmative prayer. Take it how you will. He says, my soul within me rejoices at the realization of life. I am glad as I behold my inner light. I cannot be sad nor depressed, but for the all good has claimed me as its own, the divine, that is. O soul within me, rejoice and become glad. For thy light has come, and thy day of salvation is at hand. Be still within me, and behold the one who sitteth on high. Love is at the basis of everything. It was Pierre de Chardin who said something like this: when humanity has conquered the wind, the waves, the tides, and gravity, humanity will discover for it, and humanity has come into the realm of love. Then, for the second time in human history, we will have discovered fire. Isn't that a good way to end? When we truly find for God the energies of love, we will have discovered fire for the second time. This one, of course, will be spiritual fire. Until next time, namaste. Remembering, Reverend Lisa will be back on tomorrow morning reading from the Science of Mind textbook. And hopefully her voice is getting better each day. She did it this morning. I listened to her. She had a bit of a struggle because she's still suffering from some chest issue, which apparently has been diagnosed differently than it was originally diagnosed. It's not now pneumonia. However, she'll be on tomorrow morning around about 9 o'clock, and she'll be reading from the Science of Mind textbook, and she's still towards the beginning, so if you want to catch up. Today she talked about, well, she read the portion where Ernest Holmes is talking about creation. You know, every religion on the planet has got a creation story, and this is Ernest Holmes' for science of mind, but what it really is, it's really his interpretation in a more metaphysical sense of chapter 1 of the book of Genesis. Till next time, namaste.